Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new episode of Motogp 24 career mode. Now today we have Barcelona, one of my favourite tracks. A positive round, I must say, overall in Le Mans. As the weekend got going, we started to find some speed, and actually in the main race I had a very strong showing. So at a track that I historically go quite well at, similar to Red. Let's see if we can pull out all the stops here in Barcelona. Let's get into it. Finish in front of Luca Marini in the standings, so pretty much this is nailed on because he's not going to jump us. Well, it's impossible for him to jump us, obviously. Don't think he's scored any points, so we've got 85 points, so don't really need to focus, but it'd be still nice to beat him in the race if we can. Just quickly guys, if you do enjoy today's video, if you wouldn't mind, let me know with either a like or a comment, and maybe even consider subscribing for future videos. Thanks, back to the video. So it is Jorge Martin who tops practice. We are down at P17, 1.3 off. To be fair, at one point I was 0.8 off, which is really good. I feel like I actually can make the difference here a small bit. The only issue I have is that the recommended tires that we should be using in certain sessions I feel terrible on. For example, I should have been on a hard front in this session. I was actually on a soft front, but yeah, so in my head I think I could probably make the difference over a lap, whereas I'm actually a little bit nervous for the race because I think I could qualify maybe in the mid-teens, but maybe the race pace is probably down closer to the rest of the Hondas. But once again, the factory Honda of Mir last from Nakagami, Zarco, Bezecchi having a very strange time. The other factory Honda of Luca Marini, and then myself a couple of positions ahead of him. So overall, things aren't too bad. We are losing all that time somehow in the last sector, which is absolutely ridiculous. We were pretty much in touch all the way up to the third sector, and the last third, quarter of a lap, whatever it may be, is costing us all that time somehow. So qualifying one has ended. We are down at P7, 0.8 off Brad Binder. Software in the back of the bike helped a lot in Q1. Unfortunately, like I said at the end of the lap, just that last quarter of a lap is somehow where all the time is. I'm not really sure why or what I'm doing wrong in there. I'd be interested to see in the sprint in the race around behind people if it's actually as noticeable that I'm that slow, because it's two fast flowing corners. It'd be usually what I'd imagine to be one of my better sectors, so maybe I'm just not getting out of the last corner as well, but for some reason we've lost all the time because we're up to halfway around the lap. We're actually quicker than Brad, which is disappointing to end so far off him. Once again, top Honda by a mile, so bottom three are Hondas, and bottom five bikes, four of them are Hondas. Again, very strange to see both VR46 Ducati struggling so much this far into the season. We've out-qualified a Tracker Aprilia and a GP23, so I think at the moment we're just doing good enough to be kind of making a name for ourselves here in GP. We're just kind of ahead of everywhere we need to be. And again, not a million miles off going into Q2, so I think we're making some positive steps. So for this sprint, we are going to really push the boat out and see can we make something happen here to start. We're going to go soft, fresh softs. Brutally honest, I think the harder the compounds, the worse we're going to be, which is going to be a bit of a struggle for tomorrow's race. But I think in the sprint, this will probably be the best chance we'll have of a good result this weekend. Overall, we're a bit closer, I think, but there's a small kind of asterisk next to us that I feel like I'm using softer tires to make the difference, and in terms of race pace, we're still nowhere.
Jorge Martin heads from pole position. All of the other riders on the grid breathing down his neck. In a few seconds, the lights will go out and the race will begin.
As always, critical. Long run down to turn one. And it doesn't look to be a good start. It's one of my weaknesses with this Honda. For some reason, we just don't get off the line that well. Look at the gap. We've lost 10, 12 bike lengths for some reason. The other bikes, they're nearly into the last positions off the line. Very aggressive up the inside, on the curve even. Looking for a way through on the Tracker Aprilia of Miguel Oliveira. Lots of position swapping early here. Trying to be as optimistic as possible, as his home favourite Alex Rins. If I look into turn 7, not really a place I want to be showing my nose though, to be brutally honest. So we've gained 1 position overall. Just a shame we just can't get off the line while we had... Oh, as I say that, I believe that was Augusto. Right in front of you as well. It's always scary, you know, rider just falls right in front of you. But as we were saying, it's just a shame we just can't get off the line. I thought with the soft rear, maybe other riders running it too, but I just thought maybe that might be the difference. I could maybe just push on and try and just maybe break a slight start at the getaway and make the difference there, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that. And now it looks like we are just slightly hanging on to the back of Rins, holding on as best we can. So it's Digi behind me, but he has a long lap to take, so that should put him out of immediate threat to me. Another bike off in front, I can't see who it is. Need to respect the yellow flags. Another bike off, that is one of the Marcus's, and it's a Pedro Costa. And Digi's out, so there's been major incidents here at the start of the sprint, reminiscing of years gone by where there's opening lap crashes here in Barcelona. The opening lap and a bit have really thrown a few spanners into work. We're up now to P13. Not a million miles off points in the sprint, which is really shocked. And that is a factory Ducati, I believe, of Bastianini. So everyone's tipping off. And he's also out of the race, which is very strange. So these hot and greasy conditions are proving difficult for everyone. So I'm quite glad I'm actually on these soft tyres because they're feeling quite well. Not too sure if I can really turn this pace up anymore though. As you can see, I've just been slightly dropped by the factory Yamaha of Alex Rins in front. Another RC16 down. It was Binder, but he has rejoined the front, so that is all but 1 KTM out on their knee at one point in this race, which is ironic. It is Jack Miller, probably the most likely to crash in real life, hasn't crashed at all. So fair play to the Aussie. It looks like a very small, minor mistake from Brad, as he hasn't lost any time at all. Fortunately, it does look like the writing's on the wall. I don't think we have speed to kind of get onto the back of anyone in front. For the really high flowing stuff, I really feel like I can close in on Rins. Carries so much corner and entry speed, it's beautiful. But we just can't back it up on the stop-go parts of the track, which is ironic considering the bike I'm on. But I think that's just more to me making difference. Another yellow flag ahead. Who is that? It is Frankie Morbidelli. My first warning there, but I was just trying to make sure I didn't hit poor Frankie. So it's been a battle of the fittest really here, just to see who can survive this race. Alex Rins very close to the curve in front there. That was very risky from the Spaniard. Into turn 4 again, strongest part of the track for me. And we are right with Alex Rins, who's right on the back of Raul Fernandez. Slight change in line there to see if we get a better exit. It didn't work. Ironically, this part of the track where I'm really struggling to get the bike turned, hooked up and just out of the corner. Might need to try something on this last lap for these lads. Points in the sprint would be absolutely amazing. 39.2 from us. That is one of the fastest laps we've done all weekend. Oh, the two in front are going side by side. They're going to run each other wide and cost each other time. I'm going to be looking to try and pounce if I can into maybe turn 4 where it looks strong all race. Oh, Pecco's down last lap and he's been the current championship leader. Oh, I contact with Frankie as he overtakes. I'm going to try the Rossi move. I'll have to try it. Oh, look the way he just powered out of that penultimate corner. That is our race done. So front definitely won't do the distance in the main race, but a good sprint nonetheless.
As the riders return to the pits, let's take a look at the final results of this race.
So P11, yeah, I think Frankie should have been a lot higher up the track. We had potential to be probably top 8, judging by the fastest laps. We were equaling wins. I think the opening lap just cuts us and gets us mixed up, because I think we had a few more laps at Rins without Morbidelli coming through. I might have been able to sneak at him, but our pace was very, very similar, so it was just showing the Honda versus Yamaha most of the lap, and just very difficult to get anywhere near him. Turn 4 and 5 are really hard overtakes, and that was probably my best opportunity, so you have to bear that in mind for the main GP, but nonetheless, a good result overall in the sprint. Argy Martin is extending his lead. Pecco, who did not score anything in the sprint, has 14 points now behind to Bastianini, so it's heating up between the factory Ducatis at top. Marvick, in fairness to him, in P4, making it a Italian 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a certain Honda rider in P6. So yeah, we're just about hanging on. We're still ahead of the factory Aprilia rider Valencia Spagaro, and yeah, so the goal of 100 points is still on. I still think we can get it throughout the season if we can kind of bridge the gap a bit more, and if we can have some main races like we did in Le Mans, and hopefully tomorrow's race will be just the same. So we're going to take a bit of a gamble. Hard front, soft rear. Let's see what I can do. I need the rear grip. I need a slightly stiffer front tire because we etched through the soft front as the race went on for the sprint yesterday. Medium still looked a bit out of the option. They seem still a bit buggy, so I'm not going to run them. And overall, we'll try a hard front and see if that will give us some sort of platform to attack in today's race.
Jorge Martin heads from pole position. All of the other riders on the grid breathing down his neck. In a few seconds, the lights will go out and the race will begin.
Again, poor start. I'm absolutely nailing the start. I just go backwards for some reason. But we had a strong opening lap in the sprint. We're going to need one again here in the main race. That is another red bike off, I believe. That's Acosta. That's 2 races and 2 DNFs for Acosta. Little speculative move up the inside of Miller for me. Oh, we are roughing up everyone here. We're trying our best to get to the front early in this race. And somehow me and Fabio Quartararo are in the top 10. So we're in the points. Oh, we're trying so hard, and this hard front tire is not playing ball yet. There's a lot of locking on entry there to turn 5. Front completely gone through 7. I am very much over my limit here. Trying to stick with these top guys. We have pulled a bit of a gap, and we do look slippery in a straight line. Obviously, we are running slightly different error to the factory, so maybe that has put us down to the speed at the end of the back straight. So we're quite good there into turn 10 as well as into turn 1. Again, I feel like I have a lot of time in these long hang corners. I really have high corners to each shock. It's just the little itty bitty start stop sector at the back of the track. I'm just not feeling this race at the moment. It's the exact same as the sprint. So I'm going to need to find a way of getting past that block at the moment. At the moment for me, really, I just don't want to shred my tyres. I just want to stay in this race. Saw how yesterday was such a survival of the fittest. Now the yellow flag in sector 3. So it does look like the Delta was not lying. We are really strong. Oh, Fabio with a track limit warning shortly. There it is. The Delta in the qualifying was clearly not wrong though, because we lose all our time in the last sector still, which is very annoying. And we are probably the fastest man on track through sector 1 and maybe even sector 2. Because he would just roll up to the back of these guys into turn 4 and through a lot of turn 3. Just from turn 5 on, it just gets a bit kind of muddy the waters just because I don't have the speed to do anything really. Another factory Ducati down, and he is out. Enea Bastianini is out of the Barcelona Grand Prix, unfortunately. We are really struggling with this hard front tyre. Alex Marquez up in P2, that's a rider I didn't expect to be on the podium today. As his brother is in the pack here at me. I just got a warning as well, speak of the devil. Getting very interesting in front here. A lot of VI are battling side by side. Teammates Maverick and Fabio ex-teammates side by side, and they're really holding up their speed through these last couple of corners. Honda versus Yamaha. Nothing in it. Into the higher gears, the Honda does come into its own. Into the side of me once again comes Fabio Quartararo. For some reason, Fabio's AI seems like he has a vendetta against me. Maybe for the collision in turn 1. Alex Marquez is down, bike in the middle of the track. We are gaining lots of positions from the difficult turn 7. Back to Fabio. I think maybe for the contact of his home race, I think he has a bit of a target on my back. Because every time I get past him, he snaps back like Brian Valentino. That is Mark. Mark is now off, and we've just been thudded into side of by a Trackhouse Aprilia, and he just turns across us. So the racing in this one today is absolutely hell and metal, really, because we're getting touched from every which way. Riders down every lap, every corner. So it's really, really getting spicy. That's going to be another warning because we were just forced out onto the curb, which is nice. Good run. Just as we engage 6th gear, we just get to slipstream nicely. Well, Fernandez seems to have decent speed. Because I think we are now starting to lack out, as you can see. That is another Yamaha through. And Digi as well, I believe, is up the inside. Yes, I'm going to have to give him space. Bit of a cutback. Double. Nice slipstream and up into P7 we return. A lot of trust in our hard front tyre today. And a massive lunge from Alex Rins. If you open up the corner like I tend to do, you get a huge lunge from whoever is behind you. We've actually lost a lot of positions, and I'm surprised as it is under investigation. That should be a long enough in my eyes. Oh, big mistake from one of the VR46 bikes being Bezecchi. Tank slapper. A warning only for Rins. That's very strange. That was a very aggressive move. And the wheels are starting to fall off now for us as we are dropping back down the grid. Gusto Fernandez is the man behind me now. No longer behind me. A long race here though. We still have a lot of it to go yet, so I'm still hopeful that maybe pace will drop and come back to me. But this hard for tyre, I'm just lacking a lot. And look at that. Aprilia behind. Vinales down again, 2 weeks in a row. And that is Frankie Morbidelli's 2 races in a row he's down as well. Looks like Vinales may be out. Now he's back on, remounted behind me. Got out to P12, so Not really going to gain much else in this race. I think we're battling really for the fringe points around the top 10 if we're lucky. See already, Maverick Vignale is lunging at me. Here comes the Aprilia. He goes on the grass. I'll give him the room. We are brave on the brakes though. Oh, he's making me nervous what his positioning is. You know, for a fact he's going to just do what they arrested and then just try and ride through me. That is P13, but makes the big mistake there. Does he give us the room to ride underneath him? No, he doesn't. I have to chop the throttle a small bit. We go around the outside. We can. Do we put it down? We do, but do we stick the line? Almost off the track. That will leave Vignales back through. This is leaving Alex Marquez and Zarco, of all people, who's in P15. Pulls in significantly on these laps. Save from Vignales. Again, he's made that same mistake twice in a row. 2 laps counting. We just don't have any speed, so it's a bit of a slog here, because I think the group behind Vignales are coming as well. I think they're pretty much almost with us. Not really holding anything back. When I got up to the kind of the top tier riders, I was trying to maybe just sit there and hold my tires for a few laps, but as they came back at me, I had no choice but to just try and battle and push with them. And it shows that we don't have much race pace other than what we have now. Lap 9, personal fastest for myself. Just about holding off Vignales. You can see what we're doing on the brakes. Look, once we took out Oliveira there just to make the corner. Do we get lunged? Yes, we do, but he goes wide. He's going to touch the curb here, is he? No. You know, he sticks it in fairness, but he tries to pick us up. We have to give him the room. Gonna go for the kind of up back run. Dive to the inside. We put it down, we can, but we're going to go touch wide. And that is going to allow Maverick back through. Can we lunge again at turn 5? Don't believe so. Out onto the outside curb was not the ideal strategy into that corner. And the gap behind looks to be holding, so it looks like we're just about sticking in this group. Oh, front was gone. Mother of God. Another warning for Fabio. He'll be not far off. A long lap, I'd imagine, at this point. Just on cue. Fabio Quartararo has gotten a long lap, so he's obviously touched the green one more time on the outside somewhere. Again, we're just about holding speed with Alex Marquez. Dr. Aprilia eases through on Miguel Oliveira. Not a warning for Fabio, so he hasn't learned, unfortunately. Only a couple of laps left here. Can we start to make our way back through this pack? I'm hoping really still for a top 10 finish. Just the second part of the lap. We're so wanting for speed, but we're going to keep a tight line here. And try something in the outside for 5. Get a bit of a switch back going. Qatar is doing his long lap. He'll rejoin just, not just behind me, but a good bit behind me. But hopefully we can maybe just keep this P12. That would be a very good result here today on the Honda. Again, look how much we close on the group in front in the opening sector. We go for the round the outside. Bit of a lunge, but it's kind of what you have to do. No, they can just hold on around the outside, I can't. Such a massive group here as we're about to start the last lap. One warning remaining hanging over me, which is annoying because I can't really push track limits too far, or else my race will be run. I actually feel like I might be a bit quicker now than the group of riders in front. Below the slipstream. Can we do Oliveira on the brakes? Just not close enough. But we're going to try. Maybe line him up for the next part of the lap. Oh, rider off front. I believe that was his teammate. think it was his teammate. It looked like a white bike, or at least a white set of letters. It's not close enough into 4. And we're going to take this tight line. And actually, he's gone the opposite side of me. Unfortunately, we just cannot tip it in. Bike has had enough on the front end. That would have been P10. We get the run down to the difficult turn 10. Oh, Bezzecchi has crashed on the last lap out of the podium position. That's terribly unfortunate for the Italian, but we have a couple of corners to go to try and get Miguel Oliveira. Good run out of there. To go for it, does contact. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. And it is P11.
The long race weekend comes to a close with the end of the Motogp race. Let's have a look at the race results, and then we'll see you in a moment for the podium ceremony.
So it was actually P9. I got all confused with how many people were crashing on that last lap. Unfortunately, we did try the move into the final corner where he just kind of tipped in, left me nowhere to go. So I had to pick the bike up and just kind of concede position. A really strange podium if you look at it. Jorge Martin from Digi from Morbidelli and Miller in P4. Marvin Vinales, who crashed early on, got back to P5. Augusto Fernandez 6th. Alex Rins and Oliveira 7th and 8th. And me in 9th. So, again, I'm not too sure where Pecco fell in all this. Pecco finishes 1 minute 48 off again. Not another glitch where he did the last lap and was disputed out of it, which is strange again. I'm not too sure what's definitely happening in Portimao, but interesting again to see he was 1 minute 48 down, so strange to just be seeing that. That's an interesting one, but yeah, Fabio, after being up in the podium positions, gets a long lap, finishes 25 seconds off the win, so really a disaster for the Frenchman here in Barcelona. We are on to 92 points now. We're 8 away from the triple digits. We hold P6. We gain actually on Marc Marquez this weekend. Pecco drops out of the top 3 in the world, which is a massive surprise. Vinales with a strong weekend jumps up to 3rd. Let's look at our fellow teammates. 5 points for the 4 Hondas put together. 4 for Marini, 1 for Mir, and neither of my teammates in the LCRs have scored. So yeah, brilliant. So we have obtained top rider status, which is exactly what we need to get into some of the better teams, which is ideal. So finished top 15 in the race and the sprint. We did both of them and it has given us the promotion. So at Mugello, if we can beat Luca Marini, which has been doing a brilliant job so far this season, we will receive additional support from the manufacturer. So we're being noticed at Honda, which is good. And if we can beat Luca, the factory Repsol or Honda rider, we might get some more goodie bags from them, which is exactly what we need. Arn demonstrated his worth also in Catalunya. I've already talked with the team, or aiming to make up for it at Mugello. So his home race, we're going to be, again, try and keep it nice and kind of civil. I'd love to see my relationship with Fabio, if I can see that. Is there paddock? Doesn't really show anyone else. Doesn't show bad with anyone. I'd love to see if Fabio hates me or something, because his aggression in that race today was really interesting to see. But we're going to leave it there for today's video. Hope you have enjoyed Barcelona. Next up is Mugello, a track that is a beautiful, beautiful track, but it's going to be tricky on my Honda. I'm not too sure if it'll be suited very well to the current RC213V, but we'll give it our best shot, and that will be in the next episode. So thank you all for tuning in. If you did enjoy, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I should catch you in a future episode of Motogp 24 Career. Thank you for watching. Slán go fóill.